Shadows of Evil was the only on-disc map for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It featured a ton of Easter eggs, and while not everybody's favorite map, it contains a lot of hidden, little interesting things that you might not have heard about before. Today, I'll be showing you some of the more interesting things I discovered while playing Shadows of Evil. So, let's get right into it. You may or may not be aware that the pieces to actually craft the Apothicon Servant are located just under the map of Shadows of Evil, near the spawn. They're placed here temporarily, and in-game, when you perform the action to spawn them in, it takes them from being down here and places them on the map so you can actually access them. Oh yeah, gate worms are here too. Another thing you'll notice is that there's actually two sets of these. One of them, instead of being the normal Margwa heart, is actually the dead Margwa heart. Now why that is very strange. And yes, these items actually still do work. So if I go down and I pick them up, just gonna pick up the regular set for now, and then I go and craft it, it'll give me the normal Apothicon Servant that we know and love. Now one thing I want you to notice about this Apothicon Servant is how it's placed on the table. Alright then, now let's go back and pick up the remaining three. This includes the dead Margwa heart, and let's put that on the table. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice is that it's a little weird. It's a little off to the side. It's sticking off the table. Definitely not like the other one. Now, I don't know why that is, but this is the second Apothicon Servant. This actually exists within the map, and here's what happens when you actually pick it up. When you pick up the second Apothicon Servant, it acts just like the other one. The only thing you'll really notice is the fact that it has two different names. But they're pretty much the same thing. They both shoot the same blast that sucks in all the zombies. They both just act exactly the same as the other one. Perhaps at one point during the development there existed a way for two players to get two Apothicon Servants. That would have been amazing. And it was maybe cut for unknown reasons. Maybe we'll never know. Alright, so we all know what Beast Mode is and how Beast Mode works. But did you actually know that the Beast Mode tentacles that are given to you whenever you go into Beast Mode, they're a weapon? Sort of. They're a gun, essentially. In the game, they're treated like a weapon. You can actually spawn them in with commands, and when you do, you get them, but you don't go into Beast Mode, you stay a human. And look. They act just as they would if you had gone into Beast Mode. Now I pick up this death machine here, but you'll notice that when I put it away, I can actually access my Beast Mode tentacles again. This is because it's now like a weapon, right? It's one of my 3 slots since I have Mule Kick. Now one thing to note is that they act exactly as they would if you were in Beast Mode, right? Well, to be honest, not exactly like they would. There are some things that are a little bit different. For example, you're a lot lighter than you are in Beast Mode. And what that pretty much means is that when you grapple onto stuff, you get sent flying, right? So I could grapple onto something and then I'll end up way past the intended target. And that's a little bit weird. Another thing is that you can't really melee anything. Like, of course you can melee the zombies, but doors and stuff that you would need to melee, or the crates to drop the special items for the Easter eggs and such, all that. You can't melee, unfortunately. Now, one thing you might be wondering is, what do you look like to other players? You know, what do you look like in third person, essentially? Well, you look a lot like this. Yeah, since you're not actually in Beast Mode, I guess your player model glitches out, and he starts dabbing, or something. Anyway, this is what you look like to other players, or if you're in third person, which is what I'm in right now. But to show you that this is actually Beast Mode, I try and grapple this thing right here, but it's kind of hard to do when you're in third person because you can't aim that well. But here in a bit, I'll grapple the ledge over there just so you can see what it looks like to go swinging in third person. And I get stuck in the wall. But yeah, that's what Beast Mode looks like in third person. Now here's something else that I found pretty curious, is that what would sliding look like when you have these tentacles on? Well, here I'm sliding. And I found it interesting because you're not supposed to be able to slide when you're in beast mode. So why there's a sliding animation, I have no idea. Maybe the game just tries to create a sliding animation since there is none. Or maybe they programmed one in and it was this. But here it is, sliding animation for beast mode. Pretty interesting. I like the tentacle flapping around on the right, pretty funny. Alright, so now, what actually happens if you go and enter beast mode? Well, you'll be given the normal beast mode, and you'll be able to run around, and, you know, it's a beast mode that everybody knows. But after it's over, you get sent back to being a human, and you actually lose the, tentacles, the, you know, the weapon we had. This is because it's supposed to take it away from you. When you go into beast mode, you're given that, and then taking away your other weapons that you have. And then when you exit beast mode, it takes away the tentacles and gives you the weapons you had previously. And now, just a few neat things about the Rift. When you enter for the first time and go into the Pack-a-Punch area, you may or may not have noticed that the Shadow Man appears there, but he immediately disappears as soon as the gate opens. You know, that rock thing with all the symbols on it that's standing in your way. But since I no-clipped through the door, the Shadow Man is still here, and he doesn't go anywhere. So I just found it interesting that he's here, and you actually won't move or do anything, but he just happens to be there. Now, one of the things that me and my friends did immediately as soon as we got into Shadows of Evil and discovered this area was we wanted to look around the bottom of the Pack-a-Punch area because it was so interesting, you know, what secrets lied down there. Well, there's really nothing, to be honest. You could look around this area. I know if you like get a connection interrupted and then fall down here, you can run around this area. I've seen that plenty of times. In fact, it's happened to me myself. But yeah, there's really no secrets here. I remember we went into beast mode and we like jumped around these ledges here, tried to, you know, look around, see what mysteries we could discover, but no, there seems to be nothing in this area. No secret Easter eggs, nothing. But yeah, there you go. And now, finally, the last thing I wanted to show you is, and I think this goes for all the maps on Black Ops 3 to be honest, but just the fact that the Wonder Waff actually exists within the map Shadows of Evil. And yes, for those of you wondering, the upgraded Wonder Waff also exists within the map. Very curious that they'd put this within the map, but then give no way to actually get it within the map. But again, we may never know why that is. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm sure there's a lot more to Shadows of Evil that I have yet to discover, but that might be for another day. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys.